Beakers, Big Words, and Antidotes by Fay R Kiley. It was a normal day at Skyview Elementary School. Ricky was clowning around in his 5th grade science lab. While pretending to be Dr. Frankenstein, he breaks a beaker. Oh no! The teacher decides to address his carelessness. She blows magic dust at him. Now he is cursed. He can only speak in huge word sentences. If he doesn't find the antidote by midnight on Halloween, he will be multisyllabic forevermore. Enjoy Beakers, Big Words, and Antidotes by Fay R Kiley. David Anderson here. I am the 5th grade reporter for the Skyview Elementary School newspaper. Mostly I'm a silent observer of everything that goes on in the day. It's the beginning of October. Miss Bailey, our science teacher, is having us perform fun chemistry experiments in the science lab. In a deep voice, Ricky Matthews mouthed the words of a familiar song. I was working in the lab late one night. He was pretending to be Dr. Frankenstein. He started dancing towards Amy Jefferson. He was holding a beaker and acting like a mad scientist when he stepped on Amy's toe. She jumped, and Ricky dropped the beaker. Oh no, my toe! Amy wailed. Miss Bailey went over to see what was causing all the commotion. There, on the floor, in many pieces, was the broken beaker and the blue-colored liquid that had spilled. Amy, are you okay? Miss Bailey asked. Yes, I'm fine. It just scared me a little, Amy assured her. Everyone, please back away from the glass. Return to your normal seats until we clean up the mess and it is safe again, Miss Bailey directed. Ricky, please get the broom from the cloakroom closet. We can carefully clean this up together, Miss Bailey added. Okay, so sorry, Ricky said as he went for the broom. As he and Miss Bailey worked together, she spoke softly. She told Ricky not to worry too much. The blue liquid is just water mixed with food coloring. I want you to know that I think you have a nice sense of humor. The whole class enjoys it. You do need to be a little more careful, though. It could have been an acid mixture. That would have burned you or another classmate. I think that we can work on that together, too. Finally, the mess was cleaned up, and Miss Bailey continued the lab discussion. Today, we are using celery stalks to demonstrate capillary action. The stalks have many tubes. They can suck up water quickly. As the dissolved food coloring mixes and moves up with the water in the beaker, you will see the green color of the stalks change to the color you added. This is what is called capillary action. Let's set our colored beakers on the top shelf of the bookcase. We can watch the capillary action as it happens through the week. Soon class was dismissed. As we left, I saw Miss Bailey blow dust on Ricky. What was that all about? Ricky noticed the dust. He thought it was chalk dust. When he tried to brush it off his shoulder, some of the dust got in his eyes. His eyes spun around 3 times. He saw stars and sparkling flickers of light. I saw his eyes spin. Ricky said, What in the realms of eternal darnation has occurred? I looked at him funny and said, You mean what happened? Yes, that would be an adequate explanation of the profuse ocular auras that I am experiencing, Ricky spouted off. He himself wasn't sure that it was really him speaking. "Who is this guy?" I thought. "Man, you sure are acting strange," I said. We kept walking down the hall and out the door towards the school pickup area. Amy passed us. Ricky said, "I am extremely filled with remorse and would like to express my complete and utter regret for my obnoxious behavior in the chemistry class." Amy shook her head and said, "You are such a jerk sometimes." She darted down the hall, double time, to get away from him. I told Ricky that I thought that Miss Bailey might have put some magic in the chalk dust. I also thought that tomorrow he should ask her what had happened and what it meant. Then I told him not to talk so much until then. I told him he was looking like a brainiac from Princeton, Harvard, or Yale, and he was scaring us. "I will accept your most valuable advice," Ricky said, and covered his mouth as the words poured out. At supper, Ricky's parents got the feeling that something had happened to Ricky. He had thanked his mother for the most delectable assortment and use of fine ingredients that he had ever tasted. His father just looked up at him over his evening newspaper. He lifted his eyebrows in a questioning manner and muttered, "Aye, aye, aye." Ricky told me all this when I saw him the next day. He also told me that he had gone to bed early. He could hardly wait to talk to Miss Bailey. He thought she had a lot of explaining to do. What exactly had happened to him? What was in that chalk dust? The next morning, Ricky avoided talking to anyone except me. He was successful while he rode the school bus. He pretended to be asleep. I met up with him in the schoolyard. He did say this to me: "I beseech you, would you please accompany me when I interrogate Miss Bailey as to the composition of the chalk dust?" You mean you want me to go with you?" I asked. Ricky just nodded his head up and down this time. We met Miss Bailey at her car as she parked in the teacher's parking lot. I was the one that told Miss Bailey that we really needed to talk to her before class. It was very important. Ricky watched from a distance. I gave him a secret thumbs up. Miss Bailey let us enter the classroom 10 minutes before school began, before all the other students could hear the conversation. "Hi, Ricky." Miss Bailey's eyes twinkled. "You want to talk to me?" Ricky said, "Yes, and what a glorious morning this is. I insist that you have an exceptionally excellent day." We all laughed. We could not help ourselves. I piped up, "Was there something strange in the chalk dust that you blew at Ricky? Yesterday, on our way out of the science lab, we saw you blow that dust." Miss Bailey, every time that Ricky opens his mouth, these huge, and I mean really huge, words come out. These are words that he never uses. Amy is afraid to get near him. I think that my best friend has been cursed with verbal diarrhea. Even his family is starting to wonder if he needs help. Miss Bailey sighed and gave us the story. Yes, there was a little bit of magic in the chalk dust. This is what I know. My father told me that we are direct descendants of a sorcerer's apprentice. When I got my teaching certificate on the day of my college graduation, he gave me a very special box. He said it was magic dust to develop the characters of kings and queens, princesses and princes. "What?" Ricky yelped. I said, "Wow, impressive. Will this curse be permanent? I sure hope not. I want my friend back, just like the way he was." Miss Bailey said, I will have to look into Ricky's eyes to be able to tell you the answer. The magic dust itself will determine the severity of the curse. A code number will show up at the top of the whites of his eyes. That code number will reveal the name of it. I do have an ancient book of antidotes to reverse the curse. It is very, very important that Ricky follows all the instructions that he finds there. Ricky raised up his head for Miss Bailey. She gently lifted his eyelids. I watched very closely. There was a number there. The number 13 showed up in bright red letters. "Please go forth and discover the name of the curse," Ricky said. Miss Bailey handed me the book. I scanned down to curse number 13. I showed her what it was. Aha! The blabberbeak curse. It makes one verbose, loquacious, and to use words bigger than one's britches.